and I like to be able to see the chart like with no with no indicators. So this is something like a simplified version of what Bitcoin's doing, but we'll get into that. Right now, this is what's going on in the market. So right here, right? This was resistance. We lost resistance and came down here. It's like a V-shaped recovery. You're gonna a lot of times you see this all the time, these V-shaped recoveries. But look, I want you to pay attention to the details like right here. The price, I want you to pay attention to stuff like this. This is how y'all gonna see it. The price rejected off of this line, this same rejection point, and then it finally broke out. Y'all, so you're gonna see that a lot of time in the market. So what's that called is like testing. The market is testing the resistance. So if I come here to the 5 minute time frame, you can see why it came up right here, topped this line, and got rejected. And then it finally broke through. It's doing the exact same thing right here. It's testing the resistance. Now, the way to go about getting your resistance is you read it from the left of the chart. So, for instance, we're going to come over here and I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here and I'm just going to hide everything. Hide everything. Hide all these lines. So we got a blank chart. All right. So now that I got my lines, the way that I like to trade, first I like to go to my daily time frame, or you can start at the weekly. For instance, this case, we're going to start at the weekly. So the market makers, they like to manipulate the market. Anytime money involved, people is going to try to, manipulate the market. But it's harder for the market makers to manipulate the market on higher time frames. So I usually mark up my chart from the weekly. What I mean by mark up my chart, I'm marking up like where the price get rejected. So I can clearly see here, Bitcoin, look, it got rejected right here. Now, if I want to be super accurate, I just come to the area candles like this, and then I adjust it. Because what the area candles is, it doesn't really give you the wicks. So now you can clearly see, look, right here we got rejected, but it's not a coincidence that the price is like trying to hold up right here at the 66,000. It's not a coincidence, you know, and that the fact that it got rejected here. These small little details is how you make money when you analyzing the asset. So if you look, this is the weekly time frame. So red candles close at the bottom. Now this is a wick. So at one point, the candle was all the way down here. But what happened was, this is called a doji candle. What happened was, as the bears was selling, the bulls was also buying. So the candle, this candle closes in 1 day and 4 hours. Now I have alerts. So we're going to pause these alerts. This is how you never miss money, is you have the alerts. But look, let's come back here. Look how much data this is from. This rejection line comes all the way from 2021. It is 2026 that it's still respecting this area. That's how powerful the higher time frames is. 5 years later, we're still respecting this. This is just choppiness. This is just like noise. So this little area here, you guys just know how to get through, consolidation, and then the price finally broke out. That's just noise. So that's kind of what's going on. If you look at this is the weekly time frame. So if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see for 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, we've been pretty much essentially doing this, moving sideways. Now, if I come here to, let's say, the 4 hour time frame, you can clearly see what I mean. This is overall what Bitcoin is doing. It's literally doing the same thing over and over and over. That's why it's so easy to make money because it gets predictable because it's doing this here. It's respecting that line, coming here. So there's a reason why Bitcoin keeps coming. I told everybody the other day, look, Bitcoin keeps trying to get back to this area, this 66,000. These is just to get people out to like make people think it's we've fallen down. Like when we lose this blue line, this is just to shake people out the market, and the market makers get people liquidated for the people that's over leveraging. But this is why I haven't been shorting right here because I already know the game plan. They gonna short right here like this, boom. Oh man, so what I'm gonna show you guys, which is also dope, is this right here. HTF liquidity levels. I don't talk about this a lot, but it's very important. These HTF let's say this right here, right? When this drop happened, we lost this support. Look how perfect. It's not a coincidence that the price dropped right here. Y'all see this red? This red right here is where the liquidity is. Liquidity means money. So for the price drops so fast, so they can get millions of dollars out the market from people that's over leveraged. So when you're trading, it's very important for you not to just know support and resistance, but to know where the liquidity is. So the name of this indicator, everybody write that down. The name of this indicator is called HTF liquidity levels. You know, you can see the liquidity. So I already know if Bitcoin, if you look right here, here's another place. It's not a coincidence that the price keep tapping these liquidity zones. So sometimes traders be like, "Yo, I thought it just broke the support, or it wouldn't break the support or the resistance." Whole time the target was just to get the target was the liquidity zone, like the liquidity zone levels. So that's something that's very valuable. The HTF, this shows you exactly where the money is. So we see we got money right here. We see we got money right here, and we got money right here. Notice that all the people is putting their, this is pro stuff. All the people is putting their liquidations above right here because there's money right here. So people, that's how people trade. They're just a little bit, the liquidity levels is going to be a little bit past the resistance, a little bit past the resistance or a little bit under the support, like here. That's why we keep coming down here to get that money, you know? So that's very important for you to know. Now, like I said, when I'm trading, let's get rid of this now. Let's get rid of this. I hope y'all take notes on that, and this is gonna be recorded. I'm recording now. So now that y'all understand that part, I'm on a 4-hour time frame. The next thing I'm gonna do is after I mark up, let's say after I mark up all my lines on my daily, my weekly. For now, for the sake of time, we're not gonna mark up the whole history of Bitcoin. But I'm just showing you, okay, boom, I understand clearly this is my support, this is my resistance, and this is my daily. And I understand, boom, we came down here, got the liquidity, and now we're back in this trading range. So more than likely, we'll come back up here and test this 70,000, 71,000. If we lose the 66, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure this is noise. So like I'll just short it and make the money, but like I'm still expecting the Bitcoin to come back to this 66,000 because we've been doing it for 25 days. You know, when something doing something the same thing for 25 days is the same thing that's happening every day. It gets very easy to make money. Okay, so let's say I come down to the 2 hour, right? So I analyze the 2 hour and I see, okay, it's respecting these lines. Let's come to the 15-minute. This is when it get interesting. Now, what the next area you want to do, let's come right here. I'm gonna mark this up. Look, this is resistance, resistance. We found support. So I know, look, that's why the prices, even though we got this, it's going up and it's making higher highs right here. Even though it's right here, I perfectly understand why the price stopped because it's trying to test if it can break here. These rejection, like we broke through, but we're just testing these areas. It's the same thing. Like we just see these wicks and stuff. So it's just trying to break the wall. Now on my other chart, where I put more a little effort and time, you can see I already knew that the price was going to stop around this range. And it actually already did. Look, came right to my line and instantly stopped. That was a perfect example, by the way. I couldn't, like, this is live. I couldn't have played that any better. This is why my lines, this is why technical analysis is so important. Like, most people don't want to have pro traders. Sometimes people are like, yo, I don't want to have all this stuff on my chart. But look how, if I go to the 1 minute time frame, look how it perfectly tapped my line. And then it came right back down. This is how I be knowing how to make the money. Pro traders know how to recognize where the price is going to go and when the price is going to stop. So it perfectly respected my line. And I don't even remember when I did that. Because you gotta always, if you gotta always be ahead of the game. So y'all can see the numbers here, 65983. These are sensitive areas for Bitcoin. Now, to make sure that you never miss any money when you're trading, because a lot of times people be like, yo, I missed it, I missed it. This is how you don't miss any money when you're trading crypto. This is what I do. I come here, right? And then you want to set alerts. So not only do I mark up, not only do I mark up my support and resistance on Bitcoin, but I also mark up my support and resistance on the total crypto market cap. So every single coin is going up. If you look here at Ethereum, it's going up. Solana is Solana should be going up. Hold on. Must be on the wrong time frame. Well, Solana ain't doing much. It's one of the let's see. Cardano is going up. Maybe this is not accurate. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. That's why it's messed up. Solana should be going up. It wasn't accurate. Let's type Solana. The price is not moving, so I'll come here. There we go. Solana should be going up. So I'm gonna add that. I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm like, what the world going on? Let's add this back. I was like, because the same thing happened every day. So if something is different, then I was able to easily identify that was a problem. You see? Okay, let's come back here to the total crypto market cap. This is how you never miss money. So now I know that we're on an uptrend and we got the doji candle, and I know we're getting closer to all this resistance. That's why all the way, if I drew my line all the way over here, it's still respecting this. The stuff I did yesterday still applies for today. So look, Bitcoin going up. Bitcoin must be flying. You see that? I know that because I'm looking at the total crypto market cap. But I know that it's gonna run into some trouble right here at this 2.8. So we got the clearly uptrend, but money's flying. Look how much money is flying into the market. This ain't no light. This is just this right here. It's $10 billion. We flying right now past the resistance. It's crazy. So money is here, and this is how y'all don't miss money, bro. Y'all come here to the total crypto market cap and y'all set these alerts. So if it hits 2.29 trillion, I want an alert to my phone. I set alerts. That's how y'all never miss money. Everybody should be on a loan right now, by the way. If you're not on a loan, I'm pretty sure you're losing money. But in the private squad, in the trade signal, I already told everybody to be on the loan. So everybody should be up. That's one of my favorite lines that I made. Everybody should be in profit. All right. 321. Now what I want to do is I want to take questions. Take questions. So y'all can, those of you that's here, y'all can feel free to ask me questions and you can unmute yourself. Anybody got any questions?
I have a question. This is Deborah. So could
Okay.
you go back to how do you set up for the alerts?
Okay.
I didn't.
So here's how you set up the alerts. Now, I do
Mhm.
believe you do need a paid version of TradingView. I do believe you need a paid version of TradingView to set an alert, but you can set alerts on Blowfin and Bitunix. So
Yeah.
here's how you do it. You just come right here and you can click create alert. And then you can set alerts manually. And then you'll see I have all these alerts. So I'm not missing no money. This was today. This is how I knew the market was going up. I was in my jacuzzi and I said, oh, snap, money is happening. But what happens is most people end up staring at the market all day. You shouldn't have to stare at the market all day because you should have alerts set. You know, trading should give time back to you. Most when people learning, they just end up staring at the computer the whole day. You don't the alerts prevent you from staring at the computer because, for example, if I come back here, um, let's delete this and let's put up the lines that I had because I like these lines. All right, I like to simplify the money. I can see I can see exactly what it's doing because I just look at these charts so much. Boom, it's testing this area right here. It tested it. Right here, it tested it. Right here and test it. So I can look at the market for 2 seconds and know exactly what they're doing. And then right now, we also like a little bit above resistance here. We flying. So today is a good day, man. That's there ain't no market like the crypto market. It's open 24/7 and you can get the money 24/7. And it's look how much billions of dollars came in the market. What is this? So I always tell people, look, there's absolutely no reason why you can't get rich in 2026. Like it's getting so easy to $108 billion just came in on a Saturday. Like I always tell people, like, yo, everything is right in front of you. There's absolutely no reason why you can't get rich in 2026. Because it's getting this is why before I had money, I would get depressed because I knew how easy making money is. So when I was driving DoorDash and I was still trying to build my trading account, I was trying to, this is a while ago, but like I would get depressed when I didn't have money because I knew making money is that easy. Where I was like, there's no reason why y'all can't push a button and go long and then watch your money come up. So that's why I was like, right now in the private squad, we got people that work their jobs, but they can't always be here. But it's for your sake. You should be here as much as possible and locked in with this Bitcoin because $108 billion just came in today. But every company that y'all work for didn't make $108 billion today. And you can pay yourself, you know. I'm reading the charts. We post the trade signals all the time. And we here. All you gotta do is put enough money on your accounts to really see some big numbers. A lot of times when people come in a profit squad, they start putting in $100, 250. Some people got thousands. Everybody on a different level. But pretty much we give you high accuracy all the time. Everybody's losing money in this world. We win it all the time. All the time, all the time. So at 9:30 when we
Question.
do our audio calls, all I expect for you guys, I know you still got your families, you got to pay your bills, but all I expect for you guys is just to put some size on these trades. So when you win a trade, your life is actually getting better per trade. So you win the trade, your life got better because you got the profit, and then you wait for the next trade and set up. Never be desperate for the money and chasing it.
So for a beginner like myself, I need to start with a small account. So you say, what do you suggest? On
So
$300 to start?
yeah, you could start with a small account, but what I'm saying is when you get in the
Mhm,
trade signals from me,
mhm.
9:30, what I suggest is just if you can afford to put more, then put more. So you because the way it works with leverage trading is you want to put a lot of capital with low leverage. Because what you're doing is you allowing yourself to be able to make a lot of money with lower risk. There's always going to be risk and probabilities of you could make some money, lose some money, but it's actually easier to trade when you have lower leverage because if something goes wrong, you got more room for error versus the people out here on 50x leverage, 60, 70, 100x, 30. They don't have that much room for error, you know? Any other questions? So
Yeah, I'm up on
today,
that trade. I'm up on that BTC
oh man, you everybody should be in profit. Like I said,
60%, but
what you
yeah,
how much you up?
right, right. 60%.
Oh man,
Yeah, I'm up 22 at the moment.
that's from when? Just today?
That's yeah, when you came in this morning. I mean just now when you came in about an hour ago.
Oh yeah, when
And
I
when you
told
notice
everybody go
when your
long,
alert, yeah, when your alert went off. Right, right.
and just imagine we was late when I sent that alert,
Right, right. Yep.
and you still up 60%.
Yeah. But if I
That
would have
could
had a
only
lot of
happen in the
cash,
crypto market.
yep.
Well,
I don't.
I don't usually just jump in, but I was on my way from my farmer's market in the car and I saw everybody running along and I jumped in. I made a few bucks.
That's
Awesome.
good. That's great.
I'm still in it though.
I am too. I'm still in it too, actually.
All right, guys. So
All
let's.
right.
If you're watching this video on YouTube, join the Profit Squad, the number one investing community in the world. You see, we always making profit. Every day, the rich is getting richer. Crypto Sats guy, join the Profit Squad.